Good morning, children. Welcome to the EVS class. All right. We have to start with aquatic ecosystems. We have done terrestrial ecosystem. Okay. So the aquatic ecosystem is composed of living organisms which live in rivers, lakes, ponds, and puddles. All right. Aquatic ecosystems are stable, isn't it? They are stable, and because only a small variation may take place in their composition, so they are very stable. Okay, children. And the aquatic ecosystems can be divided into marine or salt water ecosystem and freshwater ecosystem. So we'll be studying this under two headings. All right, what are they? They are marine or salt water ecosystems and freshwater ecosystems. Okay, children. So let us start with marine or salt water ecosystems. All right. Marine ecosystems are oceans like Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, and the water has plenty of sodium chloride in it, isn't it? Many other minerals are present, but basically it has sodium chloride, therefore it is salty to taste. Okay. Then also we can divide it into this marine ecosystems. In this, the ocean can be differentiated into three things. First is we can differentiate the ocean into three regions. All right, ocean is differentiated into three parts. What are they? They are continental shelf, continental slope, and ocean floor. All right. So what is continental shelf? It initiates from the seashore and slopes down in the sea up to 160 meters from the shore. And its depth is from 8 to 250 meters below sea level, connecting it to the sea floor. Got it? So this is continental shelf. Then what is continental slope? It is the distance or area which connects coastal region to the sea floor, and it is slanting. It is a bit slanting. Then ocean floor is the bottom area of the open sea. It is almost horizontal, just like we have the floor in our homes, isn't it? So it is just horizontal and around 6,000 meters. But at some places, the depth may increase to 10,000 meters. All right, so we saw that the ocean is differentiated into three parts: the continental shelf, the continental slope, and the ocean floor. Then the marine life. All right. So let us try to see. A large variety of organisms are found in the sea. Okay. These can be classified as plankton, nekton, and benthos. What are planktons? What are planktons? Planktons are very tiny organisms floating on the surface of the sea. They are very light, therefore they float on the surface of the sea. They are classified into phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. PHYTO, phyto, PLANKTON, phytoplankton. Listen once again, PHYTO, phyto, plankton, PLANKTON. Phyto is plants and planktons are these tiny organisms. So phytoplankton includes plants, algae, diatoms, and most of them undergo photosynthesis. Then zooplanktons, ZOOPLANKTON. Zoo is for animals and planktons are these tiny organisms which float. Zooplanktons include minute animals like crustaceans and insects, etc. So all planktons, you remember, are very light and they float on the surface of the ocean. Then we come to nekton, Nekton. After plankton, we are studying about marine organisms. One was plankton, that is divided into phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. Next is nekton. These are free swimming, actively moving organisms found in water both at the surface and in the deep sea. So nectons are found on the surface and also in deep sea. They swim very freely and swiftly. Then third is benthos. So these marine organisms are bottom dwelling, B for benthos, B for bottom dwelling. All right. And they act as decomposers. They try to feed on those dead bodies which have collected at the bottom of the sea. And because they are bottom dwellers on the floor of the ocean, so they are called benthos. Okay. Then after that, we can study about the open sea ecosystem. All right. So sea is a very large habitat. It holds variety of organisms. All right. So under this, we have the seashore ecosystem. The coastal regions are under the influence of what? Water currents and tides. Organisms of this region, they live under various physical conditions. The shores are inhabited by rockweeds, crustaceans, snails, mollusks, which are glued to the rocks. They are glued means they adhere themselves to the rocks tightly and they live there. So they are seashore ecosystem. Then we come to the coastal ecosystem. It is divided into three zones. The littoral, Littoral. All right. The neretic, that is Neretic, and the interidal, Interidal. Three zones are present under coastal ecosystems. So coastal ecosystems have three zones. All right. So what are they? Let us see what is the meaning of littoral. Littoral organisms face strong waves. That is why they adhere to the substratum. That is, if there is a dead body or a rock or anything, they just go and cling to it or they adhere to it so that they are not blown off by the strong waves. All right. The neretic zone is not subjected to strong waves. All right. It harbors a variety of planktons and other forms of life. In the neretic zone, so much of wave disturbance is not there. So variety of organisms, including planktons, are present in this region. Then we come to the interidal zone. The interidal zone is the area where the ocean meets the land between high and low tides. So here also you have some organisms living, which according to the movement of tide, they keep moving from land to the sea. Then we have the estuary. What is estuary? Estuary. Simple definition, the place where fresh water joins salt water is called estuary. You have studied about it. You may be knowing much more in your geography and other classes, isn't it? So the place where fresh water joins salt water is called an estuary. Estuaries are semi-closed parts of the coastal ocean where the sea water is diluted and mixed with the water coming from land. So the sea water is diluted with the water coming from the land. Organisms in an estuary are marine and they are able to withstand that fresh water also which is there. No freshwater organisms live there except some fishes. All right, so we have seen what is an estuary. Then we come to freshwater ecosystem. Should we just do this aquatic ecosystem? What did we study? Under this, we studied the marine ecosystem. We divided the open ocean into continental shelf, continental slope, and ocean floor. Then we saw about marine life, that organisms living in the water, sea water, can be classified into plankton, nekton, and benthos. Then after that, we studied about open sea, where we studied seashore ecosystem and coastal ecosystem. Then we saw what is an estuary. Then after that, we come to freshwater ecosystem. All right, freshwater habitat. All right, the marine water occupies a large area of the Earth's surface, but the fresh water is inhabited only by a small portion of the Earth. That is why we are asked not to waste this fresh water. You cannot drink seawater. We have to depend only on fresh water. So 70% place is occupied by marine water, and only very less area is occupied by fresh water. So the freshwater habitat may be lentic, Lentic. Lentic means standing water, as in ponds, lakes, swamps, and bogs. The water is not flowing, it is almost constant or standing. This type of freshwater habitat is called lentic, Lentic. Okay. And the lentic or standing water. Then another type of freshwater habitat is lotic, Lotic. Lotic means running water like streams and rivers. Running water like streams and rivers. Okay. The distribution of organisms in freshwater habitat, it is affected by temperature, by concentration of gases, and by the transparency of water. That is, whether the water is clear or whether it is not very clear. Okay. So under freshwater ecosystems, we have streams and rivers. All right. Firstly, then we have ponds and lakes, and we have marshes, swamps, and bogs. All right, so freshwater ecosystem, under this we are studying about streams and rivers first. The streams and rivers have two zones. The rapid zone is the region of origin of water where the speed of water is very high. Okay, this zone, so only the firmly attached organisms like algae or rapidly swimming organisms are seen in this zone. Why? Because the flow of water is very fast. Okay. Then the after that, the speed of water, it slows down. The volume and size of river increases, and this zone is called the pool zone. In the pool zone, both phytoplanktons and zooplanktons are present, isn't it? So in the rapid zone, naturally only fast swimming organisms or those which are attached to the substratum, they may exist. But in the pool zone, where the speed of water becomes less, there we have both phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. Once again, what are phytoplanktons? Phyto means plants and planktons are tiny organisms. What is the meaning of zooplanktons? Zoo means animals and planktons again tiny organisms. Okay. Then after that we come to ponds and lakes. Okay. So ponds hold stagnant water, water which is not flowing too much. All right. A pond can be recognized into three zones. What are they? The littoral zone, Littoral. This is the shallow region near the shore where ample light is available for photosynthesis. It is near the shore, littoral zone, so you get maximum light for photosynthesis. Beyond littoral zone is the limnetic zone, Limnetic. Limnetic zone, which extends up to effective light penetration area. The light is there, but it is lesser than the littoral zone. And lastly, we have the profundal zone, PROFUNDAL, profundal zone. This is the deep water zone beyond the depth of light penetration. Here the light cannot penetrate because it is deep down. All right. So on the basis of depth and type of vegetation, pond has three zones. What are they? Littoral, LITTORAL, in which maximum light is available. It is a shallow region near the shore. Then we have limnetic, LIMNETIC. All right. This is the extends up to effective light penetration. Here also light penetrates, but not so much as littoral. And then we have the profundal zone. In this, it is a deep water zone, and the depth and the light penetrates very less. Okay. Then after that, we come to lakes. All right. So lakes may be natural or man-made. All right, lakes can be natural and man-made also. The shallow lakes commonly have rich organic products, while the deep lakes they do not have so much of organic matter. Shallow lakes have rich organic matter. Deep lakes do not have such organic matter. All right. The lakes do not always contain fresh water. Some lakes may have saline water, like the Sambar Lake of Rajasthan. SAMBHAR, Sambar Lake of Rajasthan has saline water. All right. So every time the lake may not contain fresh water, it may also contain salty water. Then we come to marshes, swamps, and bogs. All right. Marshes are wetlands where the dominant vegetation consists of grasses, and they may be, the marshes are suitable for ducks. Generally, you find the ducks moving about in the marshes. So they are wetlands, and the dominant vegetation are grasses and some type of plants. So generally you can find ducks are very fond of this area. Then you come to swamps, SWAMPS. Swamps are wooded, all right, wetlands that support large shrubs. All right, shrubs are woody plants. The marshy vegetation is restricted to plants which can tolerate submerged and waterlogged organic soil, isn't it? Now here the soil water logging takes place, water cannot flow. So those plants which can tolerate this type of waterlogged soil, they only grow over here. So these are swamps. Then we have bogs, BOGS. They are regions formed in places where the drainage is blocked. These have cushion-like vegetation, and they have accumulation of peat, PEAT. Peat is the partially decomposed organic matter. All right. It is a partially decomposed organic matter. So bogs are the regions formed, all right, in places where the drainage is blocked. Places where the drainage is blocked. Okay. Got it? Then after that, we have studied these things. So the terms that we used over here, just let us revise the terms. Then you can answer any type of question. Environment. is the sum total of living and non-living components that surrounds an organism. Whatever I am teaching, from this only you will be asked small questions. Ecology, the study of living organisms in their natural homes and their interaction with living and non-living factors. All right. So simple definitions. Environment means area around you. So we have written it in a definition form. Ecology is the study of living organisms and their natural homes, or their interaction with living and non-living factors. Like suppose we stay in a forest, isn't it? So we interact with animals, with plants, with the soil, isn't it? With the temperature, with the climate, all that things. Then ecosystem, this we have already done. These terms we have already studied over here. Okay. Then they have written some questions like planktons are found at the bottom of the sea. Is it true or false? Are planktons found in the bottom of the sea? No. This is for they are floating on the surface. So this is wrong. Planktons are always floating on the surface. All right. Then they have given estuary is a body of water where fresh and seawater meet. Correct. This is right. Estuary is a place where fresh water joins salt water. Correct. Then producers are found only in area where sunlight reaches. Is it true? Yes, because they require light for photosynthesis. Then streams and rivers represent lentic water system. Is it correct? They have talked about lentic water system. Just they have given about lentic water system. Fresh water habitat is either lentic, standing water, isn't it, or lotic. So here they have written streams and rivers represent lentic water system. Streams and rivers. Lentic means standing. No. So this is wrong, isn't it? Streams and rivers don't represent lentic. Lentic means standing water. So streams and rivers are not standing. They are flowing. So streams and rivers represent lentic water is wrong. What do they represent? They represent lotic water system. Then ultimate source of energy for functioning of ecosystem comes from herbivore, plant, carnivore, or sun. Naturally, it comes from sun. Decomposers are usually carnivore, herbivore, non-green microorganism, or green microorganism. So decomposers are usually non-green microorganisms. Got it? Like bacteria, many types of bacteria. Then non-living factors of ecosystem are abiotic, producer, biotic, decomposers. So non-living factors of ecosystem are called abiotic. All right. Then one of the following is not part of marine ecosystem. Benthos, nekton, xerophyte, phytoplankton. What it will be? It will be xerophyte. Xerophyte cannot come under marine ecosystem. Got it? Right? So this is what we had to do today. All right. So just go through it and then we'll be continuing. Okay. So this ecosystem we have done. And then after this, we'll be studying about interaction between biotic and abiotic components. Okay, children. So go through this. Take care. Be safe.